For every relationship that has fallen by the wayside, there are several which have survived the test of time with you. Like for instance, one of the most significant one is Adi's. And the reason why I mention Adi is because he's a producer, you're a producer. He's a director, you're a director. And yet to maintain a relationship which is so strong despite vying for the same position, so to speak. How do you manage something like that?
Adi is like the...
Is it also because he's invisible?
No,
For most part.
If I have to say there's one person who is my weakest spot, apart from my mother, it's him. I don't know what it is about him. Even now, I feel like an assistant director next to him. Like I feel like he's going to scream at me anytime right now. Like I'm scared.
And he does too, I think.
He screams at me. If anybody has to see the conversations that he and I have, they'll think I am on his payroll for sure. And they think that he runs and completely controls my life. Because he actually, with time, has started, like when he's angry with me, he calls me Karan Johar. And I know he's angry. Because that's what he does. He's like, see Karan Johar, you might be Karan Johar to the world. But to me, you're a... And I don't want to use the word that he calls me. Because it's a bad word. But he... What do I say? I don't know. There's a space that lies beyond love and respect for a certain person. And that space is only for him. He's the only person I think I can get fired at, can be reprimanded by, can be controlled by, and I will allow it. Because otherwise I'm so defensive about those things. I think it because he's the reason why I exist as a filmmaker. He's the reason why he gave me a career. He's everything that to do with him. And it's not that I don't get upset and angry with him. I've been through that. I go through that hurt, upset, anger, all of that. But I can allow him a million murders of my life only because I think there is a certain feeling I have in my heart that I cannot ever address or take out of my system. Like I'm telling you, he's the only person who I will, I just go weak in front of. Like when he calls me and he says anything, like when his opinion on my films, his opinion when he likes them or hates them, both, they completely destroy my inners. You know, like I get really like upset and wound up by his opinion. Like I remember recently there was a moment like Jawani Diwani released and somehow me and Ayan knew that it had taken a wild big opening. But some of the reviews had upset us. And I remember Raja Sen wrote a review and we were reading the review and we were at the celebration party at Deepika's house. And I'm reading this review and we are like sitting like two fools who should be celebrating the opening of the film, enjoying the love it's receiving, but depressed about Raja Sen's review, who had called it like the disappointment of the year or whatever. And he and I were like, shall we go? Let's go home. And we were like depressed about the review, and that's how idiotic I am. I should not be depressed by anybody's review. And I respect Raja and any other critic, you know, but his opinion was that, and one should respect a person's opinion. And we were so depressed, we were leaving our own celebration party because we were so wound up about these reviews. And suddenly I got a message from Adi, and he very rarely messages me. He messages me when he really loves a work that I produced or directed. And he wrote, it's a big hit. And that's all it said, the message. It's a big hit. The 4 words changed my entire life demeanor, my whole personality at that point of time, my mood. I got drunk after that, I got happy, and I was like, that's all it took. Why? The reason I told you this long story is only to tell you that the impact he has on me. Like his praise and his criticism changes my mood of the day. Like he knows he has that control over my mind. If he gives me advice when I'm sitting in that room, like I could sell my company to him. And like I'm that vulnerable to him and that weak in front of him. But my love for him and my respect for his lineage, his dad, like is a really special memory for me. Like as much as, like I would say, like I miss my dad, I miss Yashank. And I think there is this karmic connection Adi and I have that is for life.